Have you ever stopped to think that there are animals worth as much as yachts, mansions, and even works of art? And the most incredible part, none of them were created by man. They were shaped by nature itself, sculpted by the hand of God, adorned with the rarest element on this planet, living perfection. Today, you'll have the chance to discover the 15 most expensive and astonishing animals in the world. Creatures that combine beauty, mystery, power, and history. From legendary horses that run like the wind to white lions worthy of kings, each one is a true miracle that defies the value of money. So get ready for a journey where luxury meets the wild, where every breath of nature is worth more than gold. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Miss the Cow Holstein Bos Taurus. Across the green meadows of Canada, an ordinary cow became a living legend. Miss, the world's most expensive cow, belongs to the Holstein breed, Bos Taurus, famous for its high milk production. Miss was sold at an international auction for an astonishing $1.2 million. But what makes her so valuable isn't just her milk, it's her flawless genetics. Miss carries a rare combination of genes that guarantee superior production, longevity, and resistance to disease. Breeders from around the world compete for her embryos and offspring. Each calf can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Miss lives like a queen. She receives massages, eats a carefully balanced diet of select grains, is under constant veterinary monitoring, and even listens to classical music to relax during milking. She represents the perfect fusion between science and nature, a genetic masterpiece shaped by human care but perfected by divine design. To many, she symbolizes the progress of agricultural biotechnology. To others, she's a reminder that life's value can transcend material wealth. Miss is not just a cow, she's proof that even in the simplest pastures, nature still creates miracles worthy of admiration and respect. Number 2. Albino Great White Shark Carcharodon carcharias. In the deep oceans where fear and mystery rule, exists a predator that became legend, the albino great white shark, Carcharodon carcharias, an extremely rare genetic anomaly. The total absence of melanin turns its usual gray skin into a pure, ghostly white. Encountering one is like seeing a phantom of the sea. Only a handful of sightings have ever been recorded. One preserved specimen, kept in formaldehyde by a British artist, sold for nearly $1 million, becoming one of the most expensive biological pieces ever traded. Its fascination lies in contrast. The shark, symbol of power and terror, now appears as a being of ethereal beauty and fragility. Over 6 meters long, armed with blade-like teeth, the great white remains king of the ocean, but in its albino form, it carries an almost sacred aura, a reminder of the vulnerability hidden even within the most feared creatures. For scientists, studying an albino shark is like opening a window into the secrets of marine genetics. For nature lovers, it's living proof that beauty can exist even in the abyss. A sight so rare, it feels less like a product of evolution and more like a creation of the ocean's own mystery. Number 3. Blue Morpho Butterfly Morpho Menelaus. In the depths of the rainforests of the Amazon, Costa Rica, and Peru, a metallic blue light flashes through the shadows like a silent lightning bolt. It's the blue Morpho Menelaus, one of the most hypnotic and photogenic creatures on Earth. Its wings, spanning up to 20 centimeters, contain no blue pigment at all. Their dazzling glow comes from microscopic structures that reflect light like natural mirrors. When it flies, it looks like a fragment of the sky gliding between the leaves. Though not sold alive, preserved specimens for scientific or artistic collections can reach $3,000 each. Its wings are used in jewelry, paintings, and art pieces. But for conservationists, its true value lies in being free in the forest. The Morpho's life cycle is the perfect metaphor for transformation. From a humble caterpillar to one of the most beautiful beings on the planet, it symbolizes change, rebirth, and the fleeting nature of beauty. When sunlight pierces the canopy and touches its wings, the brilliance is so intense it feels as if a piece of paradise has fallen to Earth. The blue Morpho is not just a butterfly, it's nature's own breath shaped into color. Number 4. Samoyed dog, Canis lupus familiaris. Across the frozen plains of Siberia, where the wind cuts like a blade and silence reigns, a dog as white as snow has warmed human hearts for centuries. The Samoyed Canis lupus familiaris was originally bred by the nomadic Samoyedi tribes. This dog was not merely a companion, it was family. It slept beside humans, keeping them warm through the freezing Arctic nights. Its famous Samoyed smile, with the corners of its mouth gently curved upward, has become a global symbol of joy and purity. Its thick double coat, dazzling white and reflective like ice crystals, is considered one of the most beautiful among all domestic dogs. Today, a purebred Samoyed can cost up to $14,000. But what truly makes the Samoyed special isn't its price. It's the radiant energy it exudes. Sweet, affectionate, and full of life, it's always ready to play or comfort those it loves. Genetically, it's built to resist extreme cold and is remarkably healthy. Culturally, it symbolizes kindness, loyalty, and positivity. Its smile reminds us that true wealth lies in small joys, in love, companionship, and the purity that only animals can express. When it runs across the snow, the Samoyed doesn't merely move. It dances with the wind and makes the world feel lighter. Number 5. The hyacinth macaw, the blue spirit of Brazil. Across the flooded forests of the Pantanal and the towering canopies of the Amazon soars one of the most dazzling and rare birds on Earth, the hyacinth macaw, Anodorhynchus hyacinthinus. With its deep sapphire plumage, golden eyes, and powerful black beak capable of cracking palm nuts, it is a miracle of the skies. The largest parrot species in the world, the hyacinth macaw can reach a meter in length and weigh up to 1.5 kilograms. Its hypnotic beauty and rarity have driven its market value to over $90,000, making it a target for illegal wildlife trade. Yet for true nature lovers, its value is not monetary, but spiritual. The hyacinth macaw represents freedom and the vibrant soul of Brazil, a living symbol of tropical forests and divine color. Exceptionally intelligent and social, it can recognize human faces and form lasting emotional bonds. Conservation initiatives such as the Arara Azul Institute work tirelessly to protect it from extinction. To witness one of these birds flying across a Pantanal sunset is to see divine art in motion. The hyacinth macaw is not just a bird, it is a symbol of hope, beauty, and the rebirth of nature's spirit in Brazil. Number 6. The koi karako, the dragon of still waters. In the tranquil ponds of Japan, beneath the shade of Zen gardens, swims a living symbol of patience and eternity. The koi karako, belonging to the species Cyprinus rubrofuscus, one of the most prized varieties of ornamental carp. With a body white as snow and crimson markings that resemble celestial patterns, it embodies the harmony of strength and serenity. Japanese breeders devote decades to perfecting bloodlines, analyzing color, form, and movement. A single award-winning specimen has sold for as much as $1.8 million in Hiroshima, a price worthy of a living jewel. The koi is far more than a fish. It is a spiritual emblem. According to legend, the koi that swims upstream and conquers the dragon's waterfall transforms into a celestial dragon. Thus, koi represent perseverance, courage, and transformation. In ornamental ponds, they are treated like royalty, fed with specialized diets, given oxygenated water, and cared for with ritual precision. Watching them glide in silence evokes a deep sense of peace. The red and white kohaku variety is the living essence of the Japanese soul, beautiful, serene, and resilient. Number 7. The Ashera cat, the feline of the gods. Imagine a feline with the wild elegance of a leopard and the affection of a house cat. That is the Ashera, a hybrid creation between the African serval, Leptalurus serval, and the domestic cat, Felis catus. A perfect fusion of wilderness and sophistication. Developed by the US company Lifestyle Pets, the Ashera is presented as the most exclusive cat on Earth. Each animal is genetically tested, vaccinated, and microchipped to certify its authenticity. Its price can exceed $125,000, with only a few dozen known worldwide. Its coat is a masterpiece, golden skin and black spots flowing like divine brushstrokes across its body. Its eyes shine with mystery and intelligence, and its silent movements mirror those of a true predator. Yet the Ashera is affectionate, curious, and playful. In ancient cultures, cats were considered messengers of the gods, and the Ashera seems to embody that sacred heritage. It represents the meeting of untamed nature and human admiration, proof that sometimes luxury is not made of gold, but of life pulsing beneath the sun. Number 8. The lavender albino python. The living jewel between light and shadow emerges a creature so rare it seems carved from amethyst. The lavender albino python, a mutation of the python regius, also known as the royal python or ball python. This serpent is one of the most breathtaking genetic variations ever recorded. Its skin glows with shades of lilac, gold, and ivory, arranged in patterns as if painted by divine hands. When it moves, light dances across its scales like liquid silk. Each specimen is a living treasure. Collectors pay up to $400,000 for a single snake, not only for its appearance, but for its serene, almost meditative temperament. It coils gently around its handler's arm as if aware of human reverence for nature's perfection. In many cultures, serpents symbolize rebirth and ancient wisdom. This one in particular seems to hold the secrets of the universe within its quiet gaze. In the twilight of a terrarium, under soft light, it glides with the grace of a dream-given form. The lavender python is not merely a snake, it is evolution's living poetry. Number 9. The Tibetan Mastiff, guardian of the heavens. Amid the eternal snows of the Himalayas, where wind whispers through monasteries and the sky brushes the earth, lives a legendary guardian, the Tibetan Mastiff. This ancient breed, Canis lupus familiaris, was raised by monks to protect sacred temples and caravans along the Silk Road. With a majestic mane and the dignified gaze of a king, the Mastiff is often compared to a lion of the Himalayas. Weighing up to 80 kilograms and shielded by a thick double coat, it thrives in sub-zero cold. Today, owning a pure Tibetan Mastiff is a symbol of power and prestige among Chinese billionaires. A rare bloodline puppy once sold for $2 million in Beijing. Yet beyond luxury, the Mastiff carries profound spiritual meaning. It is believed to ward off evil spirits and bring prosperity to its master's home. Despite its imposing appearance, it is fiercely loyal, recognizing only one true owner and defending them with its heart. They say that when a Mastiff barks in the mountains, even demons fall silent. Forged by centuries of faith, frost, and solitude, it stands as a true sentinel of the heavens, a reminder that divine strength can also walk on 4 loyal paws. Number 10. Racehorse. Fusachi Pegasus, the divine runner. In the world of horse racing, where every second is worth a fortune, a stallion was born that redefined the meaning of perfection. Fusachi Pegasus, this thoroughbred bred in Kentucky, the cradle of champions, is the son of the legendary Mr. Prospector, a bloodline synonymous with genetic excellence. In 2000, when he crossed the finish line at the Kentucky Derby, his strength seemed almost divine. His hooves thundered like celestial drums as the crowd erupted in awe. Shortly after, he was sold for an unimaginable $70 million, becoming the most expensive animal ever. But Fusachi Pegasus's true value lies not in his victories, but in the blood that flows through his veins. Each descendant is a living promise of glory. Breeders in Japan and Europe invest millions just to secure a fraction of this rare DNA, one that blends speed, endurance, and breathtaking elegance. Now retired, Fusachi Pegasus lives like a deity among green pastures, a reminder that when human passion meets nature's brilliance, miracles of flesh and spirit are born. He didn't just run, he flew with the wind and left eternal tracks behind. Number 11. The Asian elephant, the living temple of wisdom. Asian elephant, Elephas maximus. Amid tropical forests and ancient temples, the Asian elephant reigns with an almost spiritual presence. For centuries, kings and monks have revered it as a symbol of wisdom, power, and prosperity in Eastern cultures. Weighing over 5 tons and possessing intelligence comparable to dolphins, the elephant is one of Earth's most respected creatures. Its memory is legendary. It can recognize human faces even after decades and forms deep emotional bonds with its caretakers. Today, a domesticated elephant, specially trained, can cost over $200,000, though its sale is strictly regulated. Some Asian billionaires keep elephants on private estates, pampered with luxury diets and constant veterinary care. In India and Sri Lanka, it is venerated as the living embodiment of Ganesha, the god of wisdom and good fortune. Watching an elephant move is like witnessing a mountain come alive, its steps deliberate, graceful, and filled with silent purpose. Elephas Maximus is not merely a symbol of prestige, it embodies the harmony between strength and compassion, a living reminder that true greatness does not dominate, it walks majestically between the sacred and the earthly. Number 12. Polar Bear, the maritime king of the north. From the farthest reaches of the Arctic, where ice and sky merge into an endless horizon, comes a creature that embodies both raw strength and majestic grace, the polar bear. Weighing over 600 kilograms and covered in a coat of white fur that reflects light like crystal, the polar bear is the true monarch of the frozen world. Although owning a polar bear is illegal in almost every country, a few specimens raised in captivity have been acquired by billionaire collectors under special authorizations, sometimes paying more than $150,000. Scientifically, the polar bear is a masterpiece of evolution. It can swim more than 100 kilometers without rest, detect prey from nearly a kilometer away, and survive temperatures as low as 40 degrees thanks to a thick layer of insulating fat. To the Inuit peoples, it is a guardian spirit, an emblem of courage, wisdom, and balance between man and nature. Its presence commands respect, and its calm, deep gaze mirrors the serenity of one who fears neither time nor cold. In the human imagination, the polar bear represents purity and the solitude of primal nature, a reminder that there are still realms belonging solely to the wild, a creature that cannot be tamed, only admired from afar, like the very strength of the gods of ice. Number 13. The domesticated cheetah, the living bolt of the desert. In the modern palaces of the United Arab Emirates, the sound of engines isn't the only thing that makes hearts race. Among sports cars and marble halls, some prefer a different kind of speed. The cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth, able to reach 120 km/h, 75 km/h in just seconds, the cheetah is pure elegance in motion. Its light frame, elastic muscles, and long limbs make it a living arrow of the African savanna. Some captive-bred cheetahs have been domesticated and now live as pets of the Arab elite, sleeping on silk carpets and flying on private jets. The price of a domesticated cheetah can exceed $70,000, and its maintenance requires exclusive licenses and specialized care. Yet even surrounded by luxury, the cheetah's eyes still hold the free spirit of the desert. It belongs to no one. It merely tolerates human company. In many countries, its ownership is illegal, precisely to protect the species, which is threatened by poaching and habitat loss. The cheetah remains a symbol of instinct and divine speed, a reminder that no matter how hard man tries to cage beauty, nature will always run faster. Number 14. The white Bengal tiger, the royal ghost of the jungle. Amid the misty forests of India and the marble halls of ancient Eastern palaces, there exists a creature so majestic and ethereal, it seems born from a divine dream, the white Bengal tiger, scientifically known as Panthera tigris. Its presence is a spectacle of nature, the perfect fusion of strength, beauty, and mystery. Its white coat, marked with black stripes, looks like ancient calligraphy written upon snow, and beneath that ivory skin beats the heart of one of the most powerful predators on Earth, a rare miracle of nature. Unlike what many believe, the white tiger is not albino. Its color is the result of a recessive genetic mutation known as leucism, which reduces pigment production in the skin and fur while maintaining the eye color, usually icy blue, like the frozen peaks of the Himalayas. This mutation is so rare that only 1 in every 10,000 tigers is born with it. For centuries, it was seen as a sacred omen. Ancient peoples believed the birth of a white tiger was a sign from the gods, a reminder that nature still holds mysteries beyond human understanding. In the regions of Bengal and Assam, stories passed from generation to generation told that white tigers appeared when the gods walked the earth, and that each stripe represented a vow of silence from the jungle itself. To hunt them was considered a mortal sin. Only kings could approach, not to kill, but to protect them as symbols of divine power, the tiger of emperors. During the Mughal Empire between the 16th and 18th centuries, white tigers were revered as sacred beings. kings. Sultans, rajas, and emperors kept them in vast royal gardens, treated with luxury fit for monarchs, fed with fresh meat, bathed in perfumed water, and adorned with collars of gold and precious stones. They were seen as spiritual guardians of the palaces, protectors against evil spirits, and symbols of the divine right to rule. Historical records mention that Emperor Akbar the Great kept white tigers in the gardens of Fatehpur Sikri. In more recent times, the Maharaja of Rewa in the 1950s captured the first modern white tiger, named Mohan, beginning all selective breeding programs that exist today. Mohan became the patriarch of all modern white tigers, a single specimen whose genes, through controlled breeding, perpetuated the white coloration. Today, every white tiger in zoos and sanctuaries around the world descends in some way from this legendary tiger. Each living white tiger therefore carries a fragment of royal history, an echo of an empire that saw in these felines the reflection of divine purity. A predator of lethal beauty, measuring up to 3 meters in length and weighing over 250 kilograms, the white tiger is a perfect blend of elegance and destruction. Its muscles move beneath its skin like rivers of contained energy, and each step is silent, precise, almost choreographed by the jungle itself. It can leap up to 6 meters in a single bound and bring down a full-grown buffalo with one strike of its powerful forelimbs. But what truly mesmerizes is the gaze. Blue, translucent eyes that seem to pierce the soul of anyone who dares meet them. The roar of the white tiger is among the most powerful sounds in the animal kingdom. It can be heard 3 kilometers away, echoing through tropical forests and mist-covered valleys. Locals say that when a white tiger roars, the jungle falls silent. Even the wind seems to pause in reverence. It is the sound of primal power, of nature reminding humankind that the throne of the earth still belongs to the wild, the mystic aura and the symbol of power. Throughout history, the white tiger has been associated with royalty, spirituality, and cosmic balance. In Hindu philosophy, it represents Durga, the warrior goddess who rides a tiger as a symbol of feminine strength and dominion over chaos. In Buddhism, the white tiger is one of the 4 celestial guardians, protector of the West and symbol of courage and inner enlightenment. Its image appears in temples, tapestries, and ancient mandalas, often depicted with fiery eyes and a luminous body, guardian of the gates between worlds. For Eastern emperors, owning a white tiger was more than a luxury. It was a heavenly right. Only kings blessed by the heavens could keep them, and their presence was proof that the gods favored that realm. Thus, in many royal courts of India, the birth of a white tiger was celebrated as a sacred event, with festivals and offerings to the gods of nature, captivity, luxury, and controversy. And today, the image of the white tiger still carries irresistible fascination. Middle Eastern millionaires, Asian tycoons, and even Western celebrities display white tigers as symbols of status and absolute power. Some are kept on private estates, fed imported meat, and watched over by veterinarians 24 hours a day. Others live in elite zoos and luxury reserves, where a single specimen can be worth over $100,000. Yet behind the glamour lies a darker truth. Selective breeding, often through inbreeding, has led to serious genetic problems, bone deformities, scoliosis, crossed eyes, and neurological disorders. Many cubs are born weak and do not survive, a cruel price paid for humanity's obsession with rare beauty. For this reason, many conservation organizations now demand an end to aesthetic breeding and urge a focus on healthy genetic preservation. The true Bengal tigers, with their traditional orange coats, are now critically endangered. Fewer than 2,500 remain in the wild. Thus, the fight for their survival goes far beyond color. It is a race against time to ensure their roar never fades from India's forests. Between the jungle and the spirit, even in captivity, many white tigers retain their wild instincts. They move with the same lethal grace as their ancestors, watching, stalking, hiding. In the reserves of Ranthambore, Kanha, and Sundarbans, there are unconfirmed reports of white tiger sightings, though extremely rare. If true, it would mean nature still has the power to recreate its own miracles without human interference. There's something profoundly spiritual in that idea, that the white tiger is the living manifestation of the earth itself, reminding us of the harmony we've lost. In ancient times, dreaming of a white tiger was considered a sign of transformation. It appeared to those on the verge of spiritual rebirth, guiding them through inner darkness toward the light. Today, artists, writers, and spiritual thinkers continue to use its image as a metaphor for untamed beauty and the balance between light and shadow, the ghost of the night. When moonlight blankets the forest and the crickets fall silent, the white tiger becomes invisible. Its fur reflects the moonlight, turning it into a moving phantom. It approaches without sound, without warning. Only the faint rustle of grass betrays its presence. It hunts with divine patience, watching for hours before striking with deadly precision. To its prey, it is the ghost of the jungle, a white shadow that appears from nowhere and vanishes into the dark. Even in captivity, these instincts endure. Researchers note that white tigers display a fascinating mix of tranquility and power, able to lie still for hours, then explode into motion in a heartbeat. This duality, calm and destruction, is what makes them so hypnotic to humans. Beauty and extinction. The paradox of the white tiger is cruel. The more mankind venerates it, the more it imprisons it. While its image adorns luxury brands, films, and emblems, its true lineage, the Bengal tiger, struggles to survive. Habitat destruction, illegal hunting, and the skin trade remain constant threats. That's why conservationists work to turn fascination into awareness, transforming admiration into protection. In some sanctuaries, visitors are taught the true meaning of the white tiger, not as a trophy, but as a living message from nature. With each birth, hope is reborn, that one day they may once again roam free through the forests of their ancestors. The spirit of the jungle, the white tiger, is a living poem, a paradox of grace and ferocity, a reminder that perfection exists, but it is fragile, rare, and meant to be protected, not possessed. Its roar echoes not only through India's jungles, but through the human conscience, reminding us that true royalty comes not from power, but from respect for life. Under the moonlight, with the wind brushing its snow and gold fur, the white tiger rests. It gazes toward the horizon with sapphire eyes, calm and vigilant, as if guarding the secrets of the world. And as long as a single white roar echoes through the jungle, the soul of the wilderness will remain alive, wild, pure, and eternal. Number 15. The white lion, the guardian of the savanna's light. In the far reaches of the South African savanna, where the setting sun paints the horizon in shades of fire and gold, stands a creature so majestic it seems to have stepped out of an ancient dream. The white lion, scientifically known as Panthera leo krugeri. Under the golden light of dusk, its ivory coat glows like snow melting under the desert sun, creating a nearly divine contrast against the arid reddish landscapes of the African continent. This feline is not merely a predator, it is a living legend, the ultimate symbol of natural royalty, purity, and strength and harmony. Contrary to popular belief, the white lion is not an albino. Its color results from a rare genetic mutation called leucism, which partially inhibits skin and mane pigmentation, but preserves the color of the eyes, usually golden or grayish blue, reflecting a deep, almost human wisdom. This mutation occurs in a recessive gene that affects melanin production, meaning two ordinary golden lions can give birth to a white cub as long as both carry this dormant genetic trait. For centuries, local peoples, especially the Tonga and Shangaan tribes who inhabit the edges of Kruger National Park, believed the birth of a white lion was a divine sign. To them, the animal represented the spirit of the ancestors and the embodiment of sacred light sent to restore balance between nature and mankind. They said that when a white lion roared, the clouds would move, the rains would fall, and the spirits of ancient warriors would awaken in the mountains. A mythic appearance. The first documented appearance of a white lion occurred in the Timbavati region in the mid-20th century. Legend has it that a young local woman saw a bright light descending from the sky during the night, and at dawn she found a family of lions with white cubs sleeping among the acacias. Since then, Timbavati has been called by many the land of the celestial lions. The word Timbavati in the local dialect means the place where something sacred descended from the sky. For decades, the white lion was considered a myth, until explorers and conservationists managed to photograph the first specimens. Even then, many wealthy hunters and collectors of exotic animals doubted its existence, believing it to be a tribal invention. But once the records became public, fascination spread instantly. The white lions became a symbol of a spiritual Africa, an Africa of mystery, power, and majesty, the white lion and humanity. The relationship between humans and white lions is complex and contradictory. While some venerate them as messengers of the gods, others see them as trophies of prestige. In the hunting and private zoo markets, a legally bred specimen can cost over $140,000, a price that reflects not only its rarity, but also the desire for power it represents. In elite culture, owning a white lion is akin to possessing a living jewel, a physical representation of dominance over nature. Yet for conservation organizations, this commercialization is a dark burden. Of the roughly 300 white lions in existence today, many live in closed reserves, private parks, and controlled breeding programs, raising a profound ethical dilemma. Can a species truly be protected if it lives in captivity? Some experts claim that white lions cannot survive long in the wild due to their bright coats, which compromise camouflage during hunts. Others argue that nature always finds a way, that with protected territories and controlled hunting, these beings can be returned to their original home, the Golden Plains of Kruger. The genetics of light leucism is a fascinating phenomenon. It doesn't eliminate pigmentation entirely, but softens it evenly, creating coats that range from ivory to pearly beige to pale gold. Under sunlight, they seem surrounded by a luminous aura. At night, under the moon, they become almost invisible specters, moving with the silent grace of ancestral ghosts. Their cubs are born with pale, grayish fur, which gradually transforms into the characteristic white sheen, a change that, according to African traditions, symbolizes the purification of the animal soul. In captivity, selective breeding aims to preserve the leucistic gene without causing inbreeding, a problem that affected several lineages in the 1990s. Today, biologists and geneticists carefully cross white lions with golden carriers of the recessive gene to maintain genetic diversity, ensuring strong and healthy offspring. It's a delicate balance between science and spirituality, between human intervention and nature's will, majesty and motion. To witness a white lion in motion is to see the perfect harmony of strength and elegance. When it walks, every step feels deliberate and heavy with power, like an ancient god inspecting his kingdom. Its mane, reflecting sunlight, ripples in the wind like celestial silk. Muscles ripple beneath pale skin, revealing the contained power of a predator that, despite its ethereal beauty, remains a lethal force. When it roars, the sound travels for miles, across plains and forests, sending birds soaring and antelopes freezing in instinctive fear. There's a natural reverence. Even other lions, golden or brown, hesitate before it as if recognizing its sacred difference. Spirituality and symbolism. In African culture, the white lion is an archetype of divine light. It represents rebirth, ancestral wisdom, and the restoration of balance to the earth. Shamans of ancient tribes would perform rituals at night, lighting fires and chanting prayers to call upon the lions of light. They believed that when humanity strayed too far from nature, a white lion would be born to remind men of their sacred origins. In many modern traditions, the white lion has become a symbol of spiritual peace and pure leadership. Humanitarian organizations, ecological movements, and even esoteric groups use it as an emblem of egoless wisdom, a power that protects without dominating. The image of the white lion is also associated with the solar chakra, representing vital energy, balanced strength, and the power to illuminate without destroying. Conservation and modern challenges. Sadly, despite its beauty and symbolic importance, the white lion faces a constant threat. Silent extinction, illegal hunting, wildlife trafficking, and habitat destruction have drastically reduced lion populations in general, and white lions, being more visible and coveted, suffer even more. In many regions, they fall victim to canned hunting, a cruel practice where animals are bred in captivity only to be shot by wealthy hunters in enclosed areas. Yet, there is hope. Organizations such as the Global White Lion Protection Trust, founded by Linda Tucker, have worked tirelessly to reintroduce white lions into safe territories and restore Timbavati's original ecosystem. Since 2004, several specimens have been released successfully, hunting on their own and forming new wild lineages. Each reintroduced lion represents a symbolic victory, not only for the species, but for humanity's ability to correct its mistakes toward nature. Stories of royalty and redemption. Among the most famous white lions is Mandla, a powerful male reintroduced into the wild after years in captivity. His name means spiritual strength. Upon release, Mandla roared for several minutes, a roar that, according to rangers, sounded like a prayer. Today, his lineage still thrives in Timbavati, symbolizing the species' rebirth. Another is Lataba, a female renowned for leading a pride made entirely of white lions, something exceedingly rare. She was a skilled hunter and fiercely protective of her cubs. Researchers observed that Lataba preferred hunting at night, taking advantage of the moonlight that made her coat even more radiant. A poetic irony, as what could have been a weakness, her bright color, became her advantage in the silvery twilight of the savannah. The legacy of the white lion. The white lion is more than a biological rarity. It is a symbol of the eternal struggle between man and nature, a reminder that beauty should not be possessed, but respected. Its existence defies the laws of survival and shows that even in natural selection, there is room for the extraordinary. It proves that nature can create imperfections that become miracles. Today, artists, writers, filmmakers, and spiritualists around the world use the white lion as a metaphor for purity amid corruption, light in the midst of darkness, and silent strength that remains unbroken even when surrounded by destruction. In modern temples, urban murals, and on cinema screens, its image inspires courage, peace, and reverence. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Also, check out the other fascinating videos now appearing on your screen, and I'll see you in the next one. See you soon.